We are. And then let me start to stream it to the Facebook. So give me a second, guys. Preparing to stream. Here we go. All right. So, everyone, we are super excited today to get Tulio here with us to teach his class on agent-to-agent referrals. We are really excited about this. And I am going to basically just turn it over to Tulio in a second, but we're going to ask everyone to save your questions till the end, stay on mute until the end, and Tulio will get to you after all of his information. And if there's any other outstanding questions, really, we will make sure that they get answered after the fact in the chat. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tulio, and we're excited to have you. So thanks so much.
Thank you for having me, Vicki, and thanks everybody for joining. Tulio Pena here from Colorado Springs, Colorado. I want to thank Jessica as well, my operations manager, because she helped me a ton with putting together all of these notes. I'm the type that just puts things in notes all over the place in my phone, and I think, Jessica, can you clean this up for everybody? And she did a great job. So for the people in Inspire, you're going to get the playbook. For everybody else, if you're not Inspire, get a pen and paper. There's a lot to take down today, and I'm going to share a wealth of information that I've put together over the last nearly year and a half regarding agent-to-agent referrals. What we're calling this today is agent-to-agent referrals, being intentional about giving and receiving referrals. Okay, I want to start off though with just expressing the importance of building your pillars. Okay, I consider pillars things that you do, systems that you have, things that you do very regularly to generate business. Okay, so I think it's really important to just briefly cover what those type of things are. All right, lead generation is a huge pillar for every single one of us. All right, my team, we do 15 hours per person per week. All right, networking events, attending conferences, doing things like what we're doing right now as well, online events, sending out newsletters. We got 24 newsletters that go out throughout the year with MOFers built into them. We've got client appreciation events. We've got 4 more significant ones and usually 2 small ones that are like happy hours and things like that. All of these type of things, we have systems for deploying them. All right, creating videos and being very intentional about the types of videos that you do, doing your market update every week, doing a highlighting a subdivision, highlighting a portion of your town, highlighting businesses, all of those things with intentionality to them, not just, I'm just going to do this, literally having a plan for those, calling FSBOs, calling expireds, hosting open houses at a high level, keeping in contact with your sphere and your database, DTD2. I personally feel that all of those things should be in place, okay? And then add being intentional about agent-to-agent referrals, all right? I feel it's an important one. It's out there. There's great opportunity with getting referrals from other agents and giving and helping other agents get them, but you should have your foundations built as well. I consider this another pillar, all right? But I feel that it takes some time in this business of doing a lot of the right things in order to earn trust and respect from others so that they will be comfortable giving referrals to you and listening to you when you're helping make referrals as well. Okay, so we got intentional about agent-to-agent referrals about 14 months ago. I brought it home back from one of the conferences I attended. I said, gosh, I don't do enough in that area as far as asking and helping others get them. So I literally got with my coach and with Jessica, and together we put our heads together and said, what can we start doing to foster this? Okay, so that was about 14 months ago, July of 2022. I'm just going to share some numbers. This is not to brag. This is just to share what I went from. I went from almost nothing. I was literally doing maybe 1 referral a year that I was giving out and possibly receiving because I just wasn't trying. Okay, so over time, and we're going to talk about 14 months, what we've achieved. We've sent out 43 referrals during that time. 20 of those referrals have closed. So not every referral sticks, and there's lots of reasons for that, okay? But that's 47% of them. And we've received $69,845. Okay, that's pretty remarkable. That's significant to your GCI. All right. And then we've received 42 incoming referrals. And sometimes you get referrals that really aren't that good. Sometimes you get a referral that's just someone got someone off of an internet lead and they talked about them moving to their town. And then they, oh, I can get you an agent out by you. And they just text you their information and you get nowhere with them. But there wasn't a lot of meat to that referral to work through. Those things happen too. All right. So there's some fallout on both sides, but we've paid out $51,160 to other agents from referrals as well. So that's fairly remarkable. Right now, 13% of our business model has become agent-to-agent referrals. So that's something I'm quite proud of, and we intend to keep growing that over time. And being in groups like this definitely helped to raise the bar. So let's go ahead and roll into some of my notes here. And one of my first ones, we all know a good friend of ours, Mr. Jack Smith. Mr. Jack Smith is probably one of the most notable people, easy to remember, big personality type. But I think almost anyone who spent time, personal time with Jack, knows that he gives and gives and gives. And if you ever need anything, he's going to be there for you. There have been people that we have witnessed mention that they're struggling with something. And Jack offers and has done it before to fly to their town to help them with 7th level open houses, with door knocking, with whatever someone has a fear of or a challenge. Okay. So the reason why I brought up Jack in this is that if you want to receive, and this sounds biblical, you must give. Okay. And that comes in almost everything that we do, but it definitely comes into play with agent-to-agent referrals. Please don't be one-sided when it comes to this. The more you help others, the more you'll start to see referrals coming your way. All right. So that's what I wanted to plug in about Jack. Be a connector. All right. It's not always about what's in it for me. Think about how you can help others. I'm going to get into that a little more deeply. But through Pivot, through Inspire, through Early Birds, through My Script and Role Play, Word Wizards, National Script and Role Play, we meet a lot of people and we learn a lot about them. We get to know them pretty intimately through Zoom, more so than we probably ever thought we would. We get to learn their personality types. We get to really learn about where their wisdom is, how they work with people, what individuals would be ideal to receive referrals for those individuals. Okay. So think about how you can help them when you see referral opportunities. Okay. Next one is to be a teacher. So many of us do teach. Teach in your market center, teach beyond your market center, teach to companies that you can educate in your own area. But being an educator will help you grow in so many ways, and it will help you get agent-to-agent referrals over time. Okay. I've got 6 bullet points. I'm going to go ahead and open the chat for myself to see it. Jessica, if you could pop in these 6 bullet points, this is going to be the meat of what I'm going to cover today. All right. Number 1, being intentional with your networking events. Number 2, nurturing your one-on-one relationships with agents. Number 3, leveraging your membership in referral groups. Number 4, learning migration patterns to maximize your efforts. Number 5, continuity of care is great customer service. And number 6, prepare a plan to execute your referral outbound and inbound. All right. So we're going to start off with number 1, being intentional with your networking events. Okay. How many times have we heard each other say, we've heard James say this, we've heard, when you may even say it to your coach, where you've gone to a major event, say mega camp, family reunion, and you come back and they say, what did you learn? And your answer often is, gosh, because I'm part of Pivot and part of Inspire, I've heard all this stuff before. And then you say next, but I did a lot of networking. I met a lot of people. All right. We all say that. I have said it. So what I have found very important is to share with your coach what your goals are going to be when you go to a conference or you go to any type of an event. It can even be a group, say like Pivot, when you go to Elevate, where you already know a lot of the people, there's still people to meet, always. Okay. But I got very intentional to the point that with events, with conferences, I even said, how many people are you going to meet, Tulio, at that event? How are you going to track them? How are you going to capture their information? All of that type of stuff. Okay. So that you can have a plan. Now you can meet people all over the place at these events. Okay. From just standing in line while you're checking in at the hotel. I met a referral agent in Houston that way. Great guy named Greg, and we stay in touch. All right. Between sessions, breaks, meals, walking, evening, networking events, there are so many opportunities to meet people. One thing that I thought, I'm going to bring Jack Smith back into this, that I thought was really clever. I don't even remember what conference it was at, but he reserved 2 breakfast tables at the hotel every morning. And Jack just invited whoever wanted to come. And I was quite sure he reserved a couple of seats for new people. People that he wanted to network with from certain cities that he didn't really have a referral partner yet in. Or maybe someone he met online that he would like to develop a deeper relationship with. But he opened up the table to any Pivot friends that said, hey, can I come? Or that he invited. So that those new people could make some friends and he could deepen his relationship. I thought that was really cool. At first I was like, I know Jack is super nice. We know that. But what a great idea to do. Okay. So let's see here. Setting a quantifiable goal. These events are often 3 days, but we often make them 4 or 5 because we go in early, stay a day late, that type of stuff. You can meet easily 25 people at every conference. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I have. I know many of you are tech savvy. I know Ronnie's right there. I know he is. There's my phone. Look at the back of my phone. It's got my business card slid into the back of it. Some people have their QR code on their home screen. Okay. So that you're ready to go when you meet people at these conferences with your QR code. You may have to teach them how to use QR codes while you're there, but being poised and ready to share information is important, and how to put it in your phone. Through Command, they've made it really easy. There's command systems for it. Okay. Being ready with your intro to people at these events. What are you going to say when you see someone you don't know and you're like, hey, this is a chance for to meet someone? Okay. I have little scripts just ready. Usually they're very simple. It's as simple as, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Tulio. I'm from Colorado. Where's home for you? It's so easy. And then you just grab their little, lift up their name tag. Here's my Elevate name tag. And I would just lift it up and go, oh, you're from Wichita, Kansas. Oh, cool. What's it like living there? Tell me what's it like? Is it flat? Are there trees? What's the topography? What's the weather like? And then, share a little bit about yourself. And then it's time to swap information. People are accustomed to that at those events. But I guess one of my big recommendations is don't just go to people and scan. Spend a little bit of time getting to know them. It can be 3 minutes. Okay. It doesn't have to be a half hour for every person that you meet. What's also cool about that is that often when you meet one, they're with someone else. Okay. There's times where I've been in a hotel lobby restaurant, seen 2 fellas having lunch together, wearing Keller Williams stuff. And I've just walked over and go, hey guys, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I don't think we met yet. Start a conversation. You get 2 for the effort of 1, and then scan both. The thing that happens sometimes is they're in the same town, but that's all right. You can never have too many friends. So, all right. When you've collected all that information, have a plan when you get back home. Okay. Time block for what you're going to do with that information. Make sure that you've got them going into Command, that you're tagging them appropriately, calling, texting them, emailing them, set them up on a smart plan. Okay. Set them up on some sort of a system, just like you would a client. With tags, I'm going to list off the tags that we use. Okay. KW agent or agent if you're not at a KW event. Referral partner. Year you met them. Where you met them. KWFR for family reunion 2023. Pivot. Elevate, whatever it is, 2023, the year with it, so that you can track that back. Market state they're from, okay? Including in your notes any compelling information that they shared with you, all right? You might have gotten something out of them of just hobby, kids, they have a boat, whatever, so that you can put that in your notes so you have a little more to talk about with them while you're following up with them, okay? Let's see, take down to here, contact. Yeah, we put them on a plan where my team uses Mailbox Power Pros. It's like AM cards. They get a touch from us throughout the year, several of those. 5 postcards over 12 months. That's just our choice. You can do any volume you want. We put a picture on the front that shows a little bit about where I'm from. So with me, that's Pikes Peak behind me. You've probably seen other backgrounds of mine that are beautiful places in Colorado. We put that so people can say, oh, that's Tulio from Colorado, okay? And then on the back, we often will ask them a question to learn a little bit about them and see if they respond to our question. It may be as simple as, what are you doing for your next client appreciation event? We'd love to learn from you, okay? Something that's kind of a business-related question. We've got a list of questions that you'll see in the appendix to the notes for those of you in Inspire. I'm going to switch gears and talk to events that are online, okay? We do a lot online now. Obviously, we're doing it right now. When on Zoom, everyone go to your name right now, okay? Where your name pops up. Do you see how some people have more behind their name? Add your state, add your city to your name so that people can see where you're from, okay? That's always really helpful, especially when you're in a community like that's, say, not the Pivot community. You're taking part in another Zoom with another group that you've never met before, all right? I think that's a big deal, all right? When you're on Zoom, have your camera on, if you can. Obviously, if you're getting dressed in the morning, we get it, but it's so much easier to develop rapport with you when people can see you, all right? So as much as you are able, put the camera on. When you introduce yourself, say your name and where you're from, okay? We always hear certain friends, Jack Smith, Luxury, St. Pete. We hear my friend Renee with Colorful Colorado. People always know where people are from. Don't make it epic though, long. Just be quick with it. So people remember who you are, where you're from. They tie that mentally to, oh, I know this person from that city, from that state, okay? Let's see here. Beyond that, look at my background behind me. This wasn't too hard to make, in all honesty, in Canva, okay? It's essentially a commercial for me every time I'm on Zoom. Take a beautiful picture of an iconic place in your city, do a little banner across the top with your company, your logo, your name, your phone number, your email, and just be ready to go with it. Jessica, she's prepared a few of these for me for different settings, and we change it every quarter as well. So it has a different look, but this is easy to do. And every time you're in front of a multitude of other agents, you've got a little commercial going for you right over your head, okay? All right, diversifying your network. This is about really joining groups that you're passionate about, okay? Obviously, we have a lot of passions. Sometimes it feels like there's so many of them, it's hard to keep up with them. I get that, okay? But there's a lot of people who are newer to our community, and maybe Pivot's the only thing that they know. So, investing groups, script and role play groups, marketing groups, coaching, leadership. But one of the most important things I think we've all learned is to share in the end when you're in these groups. When you have something of value, speak up, share it with others. And I know not everyone here is a Keller Williams agent, but a lot of us are. And that's one thing that I've learned from Keller Williams and our people is that there's no shortage of success. So if you have something to teach it with others, help them grow, and the referrals will come your way, okay? When you keep things to yourself and you hoard stuff, it doesn't happen. Always blew me away when I came to Keller Williams. I was stunned with the way people share, especially in this group. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to section 2, nurture your one-on-one relationships with the other agents. Okay. I have a big thing that says, don't be a secret agent. You've probably heard James say that. You've heard me say it before when I've hosted the Pivot Show. Follow other agents' social. Okay. Take a look at what they're doing. You can learn a lot from people doing things at a high level. Applaud their successes. It can be anything in their life. It could be their kid, it can be their work, it could be their closings, it can be whatever. But applaud them when they do something great, because they'll probably be applauding you as well. Don't let things be a one-way street in that regard. Ask questions. When they do something and you see them posting about their event that they hosted and you're intrigued by it, you do events as well, or maybe you haven't done any yet. Ask them some questions about it. Ask them some details about it. I bet you they'd be thrilled to share with you. Okay. But if you just sit there and be quiet, you're not learning anything. Write reviews. You can write reviews for other agents. I've asked for reviews from many of you. Okay. And reviews are a big deal nowadays, not just in referrals from agent to agents, but all around. So when people get to know you, like you, and trust you in communities like this, ask them to help you out. Let them know you'll do it for them. Get your reviews from people from other agents as well. When you have a referral to give, but you don't know anyone in that area, there's a lot of ways to find people. Obviously, we have like the Jack Smith group. Okay, that's one referral group. There's a lot of other ones as well. But you can get a hold of people that say it's an agent in Florida in a town I don't know anyone in. There's Ronnie. I see Ronnie on my screen right now. Reach out to Ronnie. Ronnie, who do you know over in Bradenton? Okay. And I bet you either Ronnie knows someone or someone in his office knows someone in Bradenton that they can connect me with. Okay. So use your resources. I think James taught us that a long time ago. All right. Reward the referral. We've heard this one as well, but it's important. This doesn't just go from like when a past client refers you to a friend, but when an agent refers you to anyone, even if the referral doesn't stick and you don't get it, send them a thank you. All right. We do brownies from Mailbox Power Pros, like AM cards. Okay. We said, and often the people are stunned to get them. And you guys know how good those brownies are. If you've ever gotten those ones from AM cards or Mailbox Power Pros, they're darn good. It's a nice treat. And sometimes the referral doesn't stick, but the relationship does. So honor the referral. Don't wait for it to close. Ask other agents that you have in your network that you've befriended, that you've made a referral partner, if you can promote them. Okay, this might sound interesting, but there's ways that we can do this. I actually did this with Rhett Campbell this last weekend. I asked Rhett if I could interview him. I asked Rhett if I could do a brief interview with him to highlight Franklin, Tennessee. We kept it as short as we could. You know, Rhett, he and I like to talk, so we went a little long. But the goal is about 10 minutes, where it's about 1 minute about Rhett, 9 minutes about Franklin, Tennessee. So that in the event that I have a referral to Franklin, Tennessee, I've got that. It's also so that I could show my database that I go way beyond Colorado Springs. Okay. People see on my market update every week, I finish it with, hey, if you have any needs in real estate anywhere in the US, Canada, or beyond, got an amazing network of referral partners to connect you with. People hear that. They ask me for referrals. But I thought, wouldn't it be neat if I took it a little further and had a brief video I could put on all my social media pages where I'm interviewing one of my referral partners in another city throughout the nation. I ended up doing 2 interviews with Rhett. I did one that was just about his city, really. And I did another one about Rhett. That way, if I make Rhett a referral, I can then send that video, that 8-minute video, to my clients and go, this is the guy I'm going to connect you with. You can learn all about him as a person, as a family man, as a person who grew up in Franklin, Tennessee. Okay, great individual. So that's something that I've started. I don't have a wealth of them yet, but I've started and it's something I'm going to do. All right, let me keep it going here. Prepping people for the referral as well. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm out of order on that one. I'm going to skip down because time is going faster than I thought. Section 3, leverage your membership and referral groups. Okay, let's see here. Referral groups. There's a lot of referral groups out there. You guys probably have taken notice too. Okay. Jessica, could you pop that list that I have procured into the chat? They're out there in the social medias, tons of them. That's not even all of them. Okay. This is the ones this is Tulio's groups that I have joined. There's money in those groups, a lot of them. Okay, a lot of money to be had, but there's a lot of people going after those referrals too. So join every referral group that you can. Okay. When the opportunities arise where someone mentions your name, you got to work for these. It's not free. None of this is free and none of it's easy. I look at these as, hey, this is a great opportunity. So I look up the agent who's asking, and I don't just respond on the Facebook post. I look them up, I put them in my phone with their phone number, with their email, and then I call them. Sometimes it's hard to reach them on the day they put the post in. Sometimes I think they're avoiding the phone calls, to be honest, because there's a lot of people blowing them up. But I will call them. I will text them. I will do a short video. I call it a video drop, introducing myself to them. I usually make it about 30 seconds. And if I can use this type of a setup with Pikes Peak behind me, or if I'm outside and I can show the mountains behind me, I will send them a quick video showing them that I'm in Colorado Springs. And I'd be honored to help you out. I've got a little script for that, but I'm not going to cover that just now. Facebook them, Instagram them. I send them an email. I will do 4 to 5 different methods to try to reach them, because most people will just raise their hand and say, I can help. And that's all they're going to do. So be the one who tries harder and gives it more attempts than most people. I have another tip here. Try again the next day. Okay. Just because people posted the first day doesn't mean that they got around to talking to anybody. Their Facebook page, request or whatever they put out there might have blown up, but they might have done nothing about it. Okay. Sometimes they have, and they might have just gone with the first person. But do you remember where I started at the beginning with how these referrals don't always stick? The client doesn't always like the first person that was made the referral. So I will call and try to get second position if they've already given it to someone else. And on day 2 or day 3, that agent may be more inclined, and I've learned that they have been more inclined to speak with me and to share a little bit more about them. And I've turned them into a referral partner. I said, well, hey, if you have another one, they're more open to listening to you too, to what you do differently. A lot of us have our scripts for what we do differently, and you should. Okay. So don't hesitate to try on the next day or the third day and say, hey, I know you, if you've already picked someone, could I be your second position agent? And send them a text with second position agent, Colorado Springs, Tulio Pena. If the deal falls apart, you very well may get it. On those Facebook pages, I used to, when they were new to me, I used to try to get a lot of people from Pivot to endorse me on it. I've realized that that's kind of just annoying in the end. And I don't feel that that really gets you the opportunity. It's either speed to lead or it's following up after the case with multiple attempts to get the person. So the whole, can I get 50 people to endorse me? I personally don't think that yields the business in the end. I think you're going to have more success with a direct reach to the person asking for help than you will by just having the chain blow up and blow up and blow up. That's a Tulio opinion. You may have a different opinion, and that's okay. I tried this the other day. For those of you who have teammates or a partner, say you're married to another agent or so, I saw an agent ask for someone I need an agent. It was literally this. I need an agent for Colorado Springs for a family member and the agent has to be very patient. And I was like, and it was for a buyer. I don't work as many buyers at this point. I've got agents on my team, but I said, I'm going to try this script out. And I didn't get the person on the phone, so I made them a video. And I said, hey, I saw that you're looking for some help with an agent in Colorado Springs, and you mentioned that they have to be really patient. That's not me. I said, but I've got a guy at my office that is amazing. His name is Dan Culbertson. He's retired Air Force. He's super sweet, and he will handhold anyone through whatever it takes. All right. Just super kind through and never pushy. He's your guy. Dan got it. And it was because Tulio used the "it's not me" one. Okay. They're used to everyone going, me, 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 me. Because I have a team, I had the opportunity to endorse someone on my team. And Dan is really that way. So that was pretty cool. That was kind of fun to be able to get it for someone else. You know, yes, I do benefit from that. But hey, it worked. So if you have someone that you can do that with, give that a shot. All right. Now, with that list that you saw earlier of all of those referral groups, it's tricky. It's tricky to stay on top of all that stuff. You might be like, that's a job, trying to stay on top of all of those opportunities. There's a company that's relatively new that does it for you. It's called Referral Tiger. They've got a website called referraltiger.com. I've tried it out and I've had some success with it. I'm still in my testing phase with it, but they do like 2 months free. So and what they do for you is they do all the scouring with bots, and they notify you like within 12 minutes of any opportunity hitting. And it comes to your text. Boom. This agent from this state is looking for someone, and you can read the post right there and then, and you can connect right to that agent. So if you are good on the phones and good at converting, that could be an investment that's worthwhile. There is a charge for it and stuff like that. I'm not here to sell it at all, but I've already picked up 2 clients that I probably wouldn't have gotten at all without that system in place. Okay, that's a KW agent who actually created that website. Her name is Heather K out of Phoenix. So pretty cool. All right, let's see here. I'm going to move on because we've got a lot to cover and the clock is ticking here. Let's see. Referrals. Video texting example. All right, I'm going to give you guys my video text example. This is what I say on a video text. Okay, it goes something to the tune of, David, we haven't met yet, but a mutual friend informed me that you have some clients that could use some assistance in Colorado Springs. Not sure what exactly your clients are hunting for, if they're a buyer, but my team lead generates 3 hours per day. And finding off-market properties is something we're really good at doing. Oh, and we reciprocate with referrals whenever able. When's a good time to talk? I'm available today at 12 or at 5. Okay. So it's quick, it's to the point. And what do most people in general, both clients as well as say other agents making a referral, what will they remember out of that? We do a lot of lead gen, and we're really good at finding off-market properties. Okay, something I could say to separate myself from the masses that are just raising their hands saying, me, me, me. Okay, if you can think of something that you do that's unique and you can cover it in 30 seconds to make a video to send to them, I suggest you have something queued up. You could even pre-record that. Okay, and then you could do a little intro to it just with their name if you have iMovie on your phone, and then send it, or you can just film it. It's pretty quick to film. But you can have that script queued up in a note in your phone where you can review it and record it. Okay. All right, let's move on. For the sake of time, I am going to skip a little bit. Okay, let's go on to learning migration patterns. This was something that hit me as kind of new. We've heard those phrases before, but we have a friend that's a little newer to our community, Alexander Brandow from Tennessee, from Nashville. I had a good talk with Alex a couple weeks back, and he shared with me some of the things that he does. Okay, and one of the things he does is he's very cognizant of where people are moving to his town from, and where people are from his town are moving to. Okay, so that's first step. How do you figure out migration patterns? You can go and look at census type stuff. Those census reports and websites are kind of hard to navigate, though. I tried. And then I said, what would be the easier way to do this? And I used ChatGPT. And I asked ChatGPT, I said, where do people move from other cities to Colorado Springs that are going to buy homes? And where do people move from Colorado Springs to other cities that will be buying homes? Give me a list of the top 20 cities. And I'd like to know why they move to and from these cities. And ChatGPT did it like that and gave me the full list. It's pretty cool to get that. And what would you then do with this? And what Alexander shared with me is that he would set up either in person or Zoom presentations at those market centers. Okay. With the top market centers, he would choose something that's very compelling, a topic he's knowledgeable about, something he's had great success with his team, that he could go in person to teach at those market centers. Okay. If there's challenges with travel or whatever, yes, it can be done by Zoom, but in person is always best. Okay. So I thought that was brilliant, first of all. And then I also thought, if you have this list now, then you can take that several steps further. And what I talked about earlier about making videos with particular agents, you can actually choose agents that live in those cities first. Okay. We've got a lot of friends in Pivot where if you wanted to make videos about other cities, you could do it forever. But if you want to really be intentional, look at the cities where the migration patterns are bringing people your way and where people are going to from your city, and do interviews with those agents first. Okay. Because that's what's going to benefit you from a business standpoint first. Okay. And then the rest of the ones are just great content to have, and you may be able to refer to them at some point in time or vice versa. Okay, I'm going to move on a little bit here. You're going to thank me for doing this because I wrote out so much. When you see the playbook, whew, it's deep. Okay, we're going to move on to continuity of care. Okay, continuity of care is a phrase that you often will hear more so in the medical arena. Okay, have you ever gone to like a clinic? Like here in Colorado, we have UC Health. UC Health is a big chain of medical entities, and you have your health portal, and everybody is connected. If you go to one doctor for one thing, all your records can be seen by the doctor for the next thing. All right. And they have that so that when one refers to the next, there's continuity of care. All right. That's a phrase I like to use in the world of referrals. Okay. So I ask every client I meet with, where are you headed to next? Okay. It's part of the listing presentation. I can't imagine how many people I didn't ask this to when I was a younger agent, and how much business I just let slip away. Now, there's so many people who are here that have a lot of years behind them and they know to do this, but there's new agents. So that's a great thing to ask. Inform your clients that you can provide seamless or coordinated services by introducing them to highly skilled agents wherever they're headed. Explain that your experience as a real estate professional makes you apt and suited to interview the other agents for them. I let my clients know that it's a service, that finding them the next agent is a service. It's part of what I do for them. It's part of the listing, essentially. Okay. I want their whole transition to have continuity of care. Educate the clients that referring within our national company results in improved continuity of care due to the same file management systems, process expectations, protocols, culture. Okay. One thing that we've learned from each other is that we have a very similar culture, at least our population does. I have clients that when they leave here, they want an agent that's going to keep doing client appreciation events and things for their kids and stuff like that. I know so many people who do that stuff. It's not just about the real estate, it's the experience. It's the heightened experience and the level of service that we provide that they don't get from any other service providers out there. They might think they have a good insurance agent, but they sure as heck don't do all the stuff we do. Okay. That all of those things come into it. Part of this as well is prepping your referral partner. Have you ever gotten a referral with like zero knowledge of the person, just a phone number and a name? That's not fair to your referral partner. And there is no continuity of care there. So I feel that it's essential to prep your referral partner when you are making the referral to them. Let them know your relationship with the client or the customer, where you met them. Do you have a deep relationship with them? Is it from church? Is it from your kids' sports? Is it what? Or did you just meet them off an internet lead and it's a big maybe? That's okay, but let them know, because that other person might be talking about you and they don't even know who you are really. They just spent 10 minutes on the phone with you and barely got your name. Okay, so those things are important to know. You know, if is the person a buyer or is it a seller? Don't just send them a phone number. Hey, you got to talk to this guy. Is there a contingency? Do they have to sell to buy? The other side has to know that. What are timelines looking like? What are days on market looking like in your city? What's the level of motivation if you know it? What's the DISC personality type of the buyers? Is there a husband? Is there a wife? You know, is it a same-sex marriage? Is it what? So just so they how to know how to talk to them. Okay. Who's the decision maker? Is there a decision maker in the group so that they're talking to the right person? Okay. Really interview the agents that you're going to make a referral to. If you are genuine about increasing your agent-to-agent referrals, don't treat this lightly. Don't go fast with it. Don't just find someone on command and go, hey, are you good with a referral? That's not going to help your client in the end have the experience they had with you. Okay. Go through a thorough interview process. I've got a few questions. I'm not going to read them all off to you, but do you work with buyers, sellers, renters? Would you be willing to work with someone that's going to rent for 6 months or 12 months and then buy? If not, that's okay. Just these are fair questions. Investors, do you do commercial? How many years in the business? What's your experience level? How many buyers transactions? How many sellers transactions? Are you an individual agent? Are you on a team? I have a buyer client. Will you be the one servicing them, or will you be referring them to another agent on your team? Would it make more sense for me to refer the client directly to the buyer agent on your team so they don't feel passed off? Or do you want to take them first and maybe work together with that buyer agent? Do you have a showing assistant? Are they going to be handed off to a showing assistant? That's not a bad thing. It's just how are they going to do that so that the client doesn't feel like passing around? Does your referral partner have an administrative assistant? Are they going to be involved with tracking the file so that you get updates regularly? Do they do it? Does a TC do it? Who helps keep you in the loop on what's going on? Okay. All right. There's a lot more questions in there that are going to help you when you're interviewing. And it can go either way. A buyer, seller. I've got a wealth of questions. And we've got literally, Jessica put together several appendixes to this packet that you're going to get. All right. Prepare a plan to execute the outbound referrals. All right, here we go. Identify the agent. Use your referral partner database like Pivot or whichever ones you use. Ask your VIP referral partners who they use. I talked about that earlier. Call the local managing broker. If you don't have someone, ask a local managing broker who their top 3 agents are for a blank. A seller, a buyer, a luxury seller, get specific, someone who's sold fourplexes, someone who's done this, someone who really knows land. Okay. Don't just go, I need an agent. Because what if that agent has no clue about those things and has no track record in those things? Spend a little bit of time so that this referral sticks. It's work. When you do it the way I'm doing it and the way I'm teaching you guys to do it, you really do want it to adhere. and not have to do it again and again. Okay. Use three-way texts. We use three-way texts all the time, don't we? We do this often to introduce a client to someone else. Okay. Use three-way text to introduce agents to agents in this, from an agent-to-agent referral standpoint. You might just be the middleman in it that gets nothing financially, but you're helping a friend. Okay. I do three-way text all the time. I'm going back to those referral groups things. When I see it, I just do it. If I've had an experience with any of you before with a referral, or even it's just, I know you well. We've spent time together. We've been at a conference together. We've talked privately. I do the three-way text introduction to other agents, and I let them know our relationship so that it's a more profound referral. Okay. I'm going to scoot all the way down because I want to leave some time for some Q&A at the end. But when you get to the end of a transaction, celebrate that, yes, with your past client, but celebrate it with the other agent, the agent you made the referral to, or the agent that referred to you. Okay. Jessica, I don't know if you can post it in there, but we've produced some flyers, electronic flyers, that celebrated the event. And it said, honored to have served Mark and Heather, this wonderful military family that moved from Colorado Springs to Omaha, Nebraska. The Pena team, and Brittany McAllister team in Omaha are honored to have served this family that serves, something like that. Husband's in his military uniform, and it honored the family. But in myself and my team putting that together, I honored Brittany and her team, okay, for a job well done. And it showed there's a lot that can be learned from that. But my client base here in Colorado saw that continuity of care, and they said, wow, Tulio really is everywhere. He's got a teammate out in Omaha, Nebraska that saw it through to the end. Okay. And the other agent is usually very thankful as well that we did that. We honored them at the end. So there is a lot more in the playbook, my friends, but that's what I could cover today in an expedited manner. I hope you even just got one little tidbit that you may do differently now. And as you can see, we do quite a bit, and we're still growing this pillar of ours. All right. So I want to go ahead and open it up for questions, and I will do my best to field them. And I've got my teammate Jessica to help me. So far away if anybody's got any questions. Karina, what's happening?
That's
You're
actually
muted.
Jack.
That's Jack.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, then Jack.
There's Jack. You're still on mute, Jack.
I will never be as pretty as Karina, ever, even at my age. Trust me when I tell you, but thank you for the compliment. Anyhow, Tulio, thank you for what you did here. And this is how the power of this group works. I didn't know that you were on. I'm in the middle of trying to get people settled up with the houses was getting flooded. And Karina sends me a message to tell me that you're on the call, that I need to get on the call. So here I am. But some of the things you talked about, I think, are absolutely excellent. Okay, so get out of here. Got another call in. But I think three of the things that stood out to me are this: the speed to the lead, and when on the referrals. If you're in the referral groups and you see the lead, the speed to the lead is really very important. However, what I do when it's somebody that I know, and those of many people that are on the call or not on the call, and if I don't know who you are, please send me a text, and I certainly will be more than happy to add you to our Jack Smith referral group. Is I take a picture of the lead, send it to the client, to the agent, and also call them and see if they answer the phone. Now, mind you, not every agent answers the phone right away, so I still just leave a voice message. I think the other thing that was important to me is how we service the other agents. Acknowledging the other agents as our referral partners, we do it in two ways. We first send out a postcard with a gift card. We also, then at closing, they also get a gift card besides their check. And then we also promote them on our Facebook page. Now, sometimes I don't promote everybody because I don't want somebody to be upset because I referred to somebody else in the city that they know that I know they live in. So that becomes a problem for me. But, I just try to take it graciously. The other thing that you talked about is the follow-up. I call it follow-up Friday, and I can't tell how many agents that I've done referral work with that say, I cannot believe you will do follow-up every Friday. I said, every single Friday, part of my job is to let you know exactly where the transaction is. The other thing is sponsor people on your, Tulio, do you have a newsletter? Don't hit me if I don't know.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So on the newsletter, we will sponsor somebody that, or feature, excuse me, feature somebody that we have done referral work with that month. And sometimes, I must say many months, we have 3 or 4 people that we've worked with. So we'll do it in different ways just to make everybody happy. We'll break it up and have it that way. But I think the more that we acknowledge each other's presence and the work that we do and support each other, it really, really works for us. And the other thing that's most important, and we're learning this from Marilyn in the morning on 7 o'clock, all those that are on the call with Marilyn's disc call at 7 in the morning, is ask the referral agent, what is the customer's disc profile? That really changes the game. Now, I'm not really good on how to speak to an S. I'm good with the D's and the I's and the C's, but the S sometimes confuses me. So then I have Divya take care of that right then and there, because she's IS to begin with, right?
Mhm.
But Tulio, I'm amazed all you spit out in 45 minutes. This is
I could have made it an hour and a half if I covered it all, but yeah, the playbook is deep. I like what you said very much, Jack, and I do have it in the notes about sharing a screenshot. Jack does this with me almost every week, where he sends me someone looking for property in Colorado Springs. And I appreciate it so much. When you do that, if you screenshot it, make sure that they can see the group that it came from and
You're right.
the person, the agent looking for help. Okay.
You're right.
Because you may scroll a little bit when you screenshot and cut that off. And if the agent that you're trying to help isn't a part of that group, it really didn't help them, because then they're like, how do I connect with this person? Okay. They got to know the agent's name so they can minimally Google the person and get a hold of them. Okay. So make sure you screenshot, make sure your screenshot is clean and has that information, the name of the person and the group if possible. All right.
Tulio,
Thank you. Yeah.
Tulio, if there's anybody else on the call that's not part of KW, they're more than welcome to join our Jack Smith referral group. Just say they were on Tulio's class, and I'll be more than happy to take you in. It's a Jack Smith referral group on Facebook, and you have to be part of PIP or part of one of our agents' groups to be involved with it, period. That's it.
Okay, sounds good. And later on, I want to figure out how you became Karina. Not right now. There's other hands up. Linda Brennan.
I'm curious about that too. Thank you, Tulio. This is amazing, and for several reasons. One, I love that you said you've only been doing this a short time, but you are like an extreme expert on it, and that's just the way you roll. But it's impressive and it's encouraging. Like that, you've got a heck of a system here, so I'm excited to see it. Two, I've had this idea, like I've been sitting on this idea, and I love it. It energizes me. And I've made a few calls to set up interviews and they didn't work out and I gave up. And it's just like, I literally have a map on my wall because I'm a visual person and with all the pins ready to put in the states. And I'm just like, every day I'm like, all right, I'm going to call somebody and I just don't do it. So you have changed that. I'm going to grab your book and go.
Include your coach, Linda. Linda, include your coach. This should be home.
Today was day one with my coach. So I will do that.
Yes.
And then, the other thing I love is, because I want to become the expert of being able to give referrals out. That's really because I don't, I want to get them coming in, but it's like, I want people to think of me when they're going somewhere, because that's anyway. So, but coming in, I do have other agents from our area that are, I'm like, oh, they'll probably choose them or whatever. But the reality is I need to educate because my specialties are not their specialties. Just like you were saying, is it land? Is it, a multiplex? There are things that I'm really good at that, they should call me. And there's other things that they should call them about. So, but thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Appreciate it. Ronnie, what you got?
So, greatest compliment I've ever heard is, it comes from Bold. It's called the RAS, Reticular Activating System. Because I've been on this call and been with everybody so much, blah, blah, blah. I've often heard agents say, you really don't know me from the pivot call or whatever. And so said, I need to use you. So that means that my legwork, I'm going to say that, because guess what? These are relationships just like our sphere, our customers, because every one of you that's in the pivot shift that I have the phone number, address, birthday, you've gotten a birthday card from me, you've gotten a gratitude card from me, you've gotten a referral card from me. And I keep doing that because it's the best way to keep in touch with you so you can keep in touch with me. And I'm a big proponent like Linda Brennan. They finally get it in my office. When you need a referral partner, go to Ronnie first, because I'll drop, oh, San Diego, Erica West. Oh, Detroit, Z Fofana. Oh, Chicago, Dean Moss. And then colorful Colorado Springs, depending on which side it is, it's Tulio Pena or Renee Forsythe. So that's the power of this community, guys, and that's what it is. To date, I'm proud to say I have received 27 referrals from January 1st of this year. I haven't closed 27 referrals, but it's 27 opportunities. And I want to thank everyone that sent me that.
Thank you, Ronnie. All right, we're getting on
Absolutely.
the clock. So if we don't get to everyone, forgive me. I'm going to go in the order they were raised. Lisa, Harper.
Hi. I first time speaking, I think, but I feel like I'm losing, this is a question, losing opportunity. I'm from upstate New York. I went to school in Miami, and I have not done anything to reach out to agents because I get overwhelmed at the amount, and I'm like, how much am I supposed to, like, how do I start?
Oh, that's a big question. I don't know if there's
I
time
know.
to answer that, but minimally, okay, if you join a handful of the referral groups, the Jack Smith group is a great one to join. Join ones that make sense for you, okay? And it's going to pop up on Facebook when opportunities show up in your area. And just try, give it a shot, write out a few scripts, practice them, give it your best. At least in the end, you can go, I tried. Okay, nothing's going to happen if you don't try, and then give it another shot the next day and say, hey, and they might go, I already made the referral. Go, no worries. You know what? I don't have a referral partner in your area. I would like to add you to my referral list. Can you share with me a little bit about your town? And if you have another one that's coming this way, I'd be honored to be thought of. Okay. Add them to command. You now have a new referral partner. Invite them to Pivot if they don't know about Pivot. Invite them to a script and role play group. Do something where you can befriend them. I mean, I've done that with so many other people who I didn't even get the referral. I just tried. And then I became friends with them on Facebook.
That's great.
And then they joined my script and role play group and stuff. So you never know where it can go. And then you get them on the next one.
Come from contribution. I hear that every morning. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Jessica, let's see if we can get you, Jessica, right.
Yes. Hey, just quickly, how do you keep track? I always get overwhelmed because like when I see it pop up, it's speed to lead, but I can't ever keep track of like where everyone is from. If I hear you a lot on like Pivot in the mornings or on National Script, like things like that, I'll remember. But other than that, it's like I'm way down the line by the time. How do you keep that so quickly, like going through?
Yeah, a lot of it is being involved, but the Coreys have a great spreadsheet that they keep, Paul and Lee Corey, that has, the vast majority of the pivoters on that. And you can also search, in groups by city names and stuff like that too. So if you went to Jack Smith's referral group, you could pop in Detroit, Michigan, and Z Fofana's name is going to show up. So you could pop into a group that you know, like, and trust, pop in the city name and see who other people have referred to. That's a quick way to do it. Okay.
Okay.
The other
All
thing
right.
you do, Tulio, is you add notes when you put them in your contact deck in your phone that includes their state, and then you just search your phone and see what pops up in your contacts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
All right. The boss is on the screen.
I was
Vicky's
going to
with us.
say, thank you so much, Tulio. I know we could keep going on this for another 30 minutes if we could, but thank you so much for teaching today. I'm sure if everyone has any more questions, just pop them in the comments sections and we will do our best to get them answered to you. And this video will be on Pivot after this call and on jamesdshaw.com in about 24 hours or so. And we will get the playbook out to all the Inspire peeps within the next couple days or so. And thank you. We were just so happy to have you here today. You're awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Vicky. Thank you,
Tulio.
everybody, for
All right.
joining.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.